In 1954, we awakened something.
Well, there's nuclear tests in the Pacific. Not tests.
They were trying to kill it.
Godzilla, everyone's favorite giant monster. The franchise has seen so many iterations over the years. Is it really worth your time to go see more monsters smashing each other? Surprisingly, I think the answer is yes. To those who aren't familiar, Godzilla is a franchise that was spawned from the 1954 movie of the same name. The original Godzilla is considered a classic science fiction masterpiece by many critics, and is well worth reviewing. Haro Nakajima played the original monster in the rubber suit. The franchise's other films may not have held up so well as the original, but many are still considered to be great films with many memorable monsters. Many folks my age will probably recall the disaster of a film from 1998 that starred Matthew Broderick. It's important to note here that the 2014 Godzilla is much improved upon that film. The Matthew Broderick Godzilla can rightly remain a footnote in the history of kaiju films. This film stars a few familiar faces in addition to some lively newcomers who do an adequate job of putting a human face on a giant monster movie. Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad fame fills the role of Joe Brody, a father and a husband looking for answers in the midst of a horrible disaster that will for some audiences recall the terrible 2011 nuclear meltdown in Japan. His son, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, is a lieutenant in the United States Navy who has to deal with his father's arrest in Japan and the subsequent events that follow. Ken Watanabe plays the consummate scientific researcher, dedicating his life and work to unraveling the mysteries of the monsters that lurk in the deep places of the Earth. While the acting in the film overall doesn't blow you away, there aren't any moments that detract from the immersion of the film. The cast did a very good job of creating a memorable Godzilla film. For these reviews, I don't want to go into too much detail concerning the plot. What matters is that the pacing and reveals in this movie are excellent. There is never a time where any of the action feels rushed into or haphazard. The filmmakers took great care in bringing things to light at just the right time. While some may feel the actual battles between the kaiju were limited or late in the film, I particularly thought that they were very well balanced and paid great homage to its predecessors. There is one moment in particular during the climactic fight scenes that true fans of the giant monster genre will very much appreciate. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I was gleeful in the theater when it happened, and I think that people who truly appreciate Godzilla films will very much find that moment to be satisfying. The movie could have been slightly better in terms of the subplots, and the characterization was lacking outside the main cast and toward the end of the movie overall. But for a modern kaiju film, 2014's Godzilla is a brilliant addition to the genre. I totally recommend spending the money to see it in theaters. Go with a few other people who appreciate such films, and you are guaranteed to have a good time. Don't forget to go check out a trailer for Godzilla in theaters now. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button either for more content on my channel.